has called a radical climate change group. Is that correct?
I don't recall, I'm afraid.
Okay. Would this be the same climate defiance that I'm looking at your tweet, you tweeted in support of them. Would this be the same climate defiance that called Senator Joe Biden, quote, a sick fuck?
I don't know, but as I
Would this be the same climate defiance that called Senator Lisa Murkowski?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's hearing? Absolute chaos, in the best way. Senator John Kennedy didn't just ask questions, he went full-on interrogation mode against Biden's so-called experts. We're talking inflation spiraling out of control, energy prices through the roof, and one Democrat nominee who looked like he seriously regretted showing up. This wasn't your typical back and forth. Kennedy brought the heat, sharp facts, quick wit, and that signature Louisiana style, and completely dismantled the administration's talking points piece by piece. Trust me, you're going to want to see this, but before we jump in, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss these breakdowns every single week.
For years, unfortunately, the United States economy has experienced substantial inflation. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And
yes, sir.
That inflation is man-made, is it not?
Any inflation is man-made, sir.
And that man's name is Joe Biden, is it not?
Cannot answer that, sir.
Okay. Since President Biden took office, average electricity prices in the United States are up 29.4%. Are they not?
I'll have to check the data and get back to you on that, sir.
And isn't it true that electricity prices have increased under President Biden, have increased 13 times faster than the previous 7 years?
I'll have to check the data, sir.
Okay. And the National Energy Assistant Directors Association. I don't know if you're familiar with them. I've checked them out. They're a reputable group. They say that the average United States electricity bill will go up 10% this year and 10% next year. Is that correct?
Again, I'm not familiar with the data, but I can point out, sir, that in Europe,
I'm not interested
in Europe, prices are 2.5% to 3% higher.
I'm interested in our people right now who are having to, who are having to sell blood in order to pay their electricity bill.
Goodness.
A substantial portion of this inflation in electricity, up 30% since President Biden took office, is directly related to his energy policies. Is it not?
Energy prices fluctuate based on supply and demand of all sources of energy, yes.
I think it has nothing. Is that a yes or no?
It's a very complicated economic question.
I understand. Give me an answer. Did President Biden's policies contribute to the inflation or didn't they?
Both Republican and Democratic administrations infuse the economy with trillions of dollars, which contributes to the inflation.
Yeah,
yes.
I don't believe any Republicans voted for the Inflation Reduction Act. Is that correct?
I don't know.
Well, I do. $1.2 trillion, Green New Deal. No Republicans voted for it. You want to amend your answer?
I'll amend my answer that under President Trump and under President Biden, trillions of dollars were infused into the economy
under Trump,
and contributed to inflation
over 4 years, and under Biden they went up 30% over 3 years. Which is better?
Say again, under Trump, please.
Under Trump, electricity prices went up 5%. Under Biden, they went up 30% over 3 years. Which is better?
Well, clearly, lower rise in electricity prices better.
All right.
However,
Dr. Suprin, let me ask you a couple of questions.
Okay.
You're here at the request of my Democratic colleagues?
No, sir.
No, Dr. Suprin.
That's correct, yes.
Okay. Dr. Suprin, on December 14, 2023, you tweeted in support of climate defiance. That's an entity that the Brookings Institute has called a radical climate change group. Is that correct?
I don't recall, I'm afraid.
Okay, would this be the same climate defiance that I'm looking at your tweet, you tweeted in support of them. Would this be the same climate defiance that called Senator Joe Biden, quote, a sick fuck?
I don't know, but as I
Would this
mentioned
be the same climate defiance that called Senator Lisa Murkowski a murderer?
I do not know. As I said in my statement...
Would this be the same climate defiance who told the CEO of Exxon to, quote, eat shit, Darren, close quote?
I'm not responsible for the statements of other
Nice
people.
group you're
and I also
hanging
do not know
around
the
with,
answer.
Doc. Here's what your tweet says, quote, we do, in support of climate defiance, we do not do online petitions. We do not do NGO coalition letters. We do not do fucking bus stop ads. We chase fossil fuel CEOs and the politicians who do their bidding, and we do not apologize, close quote. Did I read that correctly?
That is not my tweet, sir.
That is your tweet. I'm looking at it. Here's a copy right here. It's right off your...
Kennedy comes in loaded with receipts, no fluff, just facts. He lays it out straight. Under Trump, electricity prices rose 5% over 4 years. Under Biden? 30% in just 3. The room goes quiet. The witness suddenly finds the table very interesting, like the answer might be written on it. Kennedy leans forward with that signature grin. Which is better, 5 or 30? Take your time. This isn't calculus. You can feel the tension. Even Democrats sitting behind him look like they'd rather vanish into thin air, but Kennedy doesn't let up. He drives it home. Biden's policies are so green, people are going broke just trying to keep the lights on. That's not just a jab, it lands hard, with a punchline that stings, and if you enjoy watching politicians get grilled with simple math, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Next, Kennedy shifts focus to Dr. Supran, a climate activist aligned with Democrats. He asks, Doc, did you tweet support for a group called Climate Defiance? Supran hesitates. I don't recall. Kennedy raises an eyebrow. That's funny. I recall you doing it on October 31st, right before Halloween. Real spooky timing. Then he pulls out the quotes, this same group calling President Biden names and accusing Senator Murkowski of extreme things. Supran scrambles, I'm not responsible for what others say. Kennedy smirks. Maybe not. But you retweeted it like it was your wedding announcement. You can see people in the background trying not to laugh. Kennedy keeps pressing. Didn't you also say climate justice must stand with Palestinians against colonialism? Supran, I don't think so. Kennedy slides over a printed post. Well, Twitter thinks you did. MIC drop, and then comes the closer, delivered with pure Southern flair. Son, if you're gonna tweet it, own it. Don't go climate defiant on your own words. At that point, the room's energy says it all. What started as a routine hearing turned into a full-on masterclass in timing, pressure, and sharp delivery. Kennedy cuts through the noise, exposes contradictions, and does it all with just enough humor to keep it unforgettable. If you're tired of spin and enjoy a good, no-nonsense takedown, hit that subscribe button and stick around. Around here, we don't just watch hearings, we watch the roast.